You can do this on the chart, on the list itself. So the CCS procedure code is, right, 122. And it's automatically going to only bring in not procedure code, sorry. Didn't have procedure code. That's pretty funny that it's true to both sides. That's called a fat finger error. The diagnosis code is 122. Okay. Where I was wondering why all these ectopic people had pneumonia. But, right? So it went out there, and now what I have filtered out is only those individuals in this huge data set that had pneumonia. Okay? So let's say within that, let's say I want to group them. Well, you know what? Maybe I'm also should I? Well, let's say within them I only want to look at a certain age group, right? So I'm grouping them by age. Well, I'm not excluding it to age group. I'm grouping it by age group, and this is where the problem lay. For the roll-up function, it needs to be a unique value. If you watched the tutorial on setting up a filter, they did it based upon like some contract ID. So the contract ID there was unique, right? So what I found that you could roll up on is either the total charges or the total cost, because the probability that either one of those is the same for two patients is small enough I'm willing to risk it. Okay, does that make sense? So it's not ideal. No, but the probability that, you know, it goes down to the penny. So the probability that two people have the exact to the penny charge is very small. And if there are two and I'm off by one count in a large data set, it's not a big deal. Okay? So you could do let's say total cost, and I'm going to do a count. So it's going to give me how many unique total costs there are based upon, I'm rolling it up based upon age group. Okay, so what I'm going to expect to be able to see is a map that will tell me how many people were in each of the age groups that had pneumonia. Okay?
So you can basically make the question after doing the filter? Or you more than likely want to go in with the question?
You want to go in with a question. But you have to understand, no, you have to go in with a question. I'm just coming up with a question on the fly, right? But you want to go in with a question and then see how it can get you that information, okay? So the tricky thing here was figuring out what it was that could do the count and the summing up for you. And the real answer the only answer that I found for it was by using either total cost or total charge. Because that's the only thing that's really unique per patient. There's no other identifier per patient. So I'm going to say apply. And here is my course. So it's telling me that, right, so that's this, oh, okay. This is not ordered, right? I would expect, okay, wait, so let's just bring it to the next level and visualize it. So select, right, I'm going to do column. So my label selected is my age group, and my column is my total costs. So I think what I want to do is I want to sort it first, right? So it's interesting. 0 to 17 has a higher incidence than 18 to 29. Which isn't what I would necessarily expect. I would expect the oldest population to have the highest, right? As opposed to, you know, so it kind of is going down. The only thing that is surprising to me, and I bet you that if you took out 0 to 5, it wouldn't be the case. Little kids are more prone to it because, I mean, especially probably 0 to 1 even.
But, so what you're assuming is that the more people, the higher the cost, because if you.
I didn't do the amount, I did a count. The assumption that I am making here is that if you go to the hospital and somebody else goes to the hospital, your cost, when I consider it down to the penny, is gonna be different than somebody else's. So if I do a count of the total number of costs, it's gonna give me a count of the total number of patients that fell into that column. That's what I'm assuming. You can sum it up, and then you'd be making that assumption,
Yeah,
right?
because that's how it's.
No, this is in dollars, this is number of unique total charges.